fried snake meat.
That sounds good.
I know what you're referring.
Fried steak.
Well, good luck to you.
All right. So let me get the.
Did I see someone wants me to toss my gun to them?
I don't know. I don't know. I had there were a
Our
couple
new
of things
friend.
that came up during the week, and I believe that Red Wolf, not Zach, but Red Wolf wanted to make a roll for his ammo to see if his ammo will affect any differently the boss. So you can go ahead and
I,
make your roll if you want.
I
Uh,
also remember that his gun exploded.
no, his gun
Well,
I
broke.
think
Yeah, that's what I meant. That it's jammed, so you could just give it
Yeah,
to him.
but if he gets to pass, if he or any of you get to pass a mechanical repair roll, you can repair it, and he can go back to use it.
oh,
Um,
I'm not passing.
right. So that's one, and then ultimately, at that point, you can still roll to see if that kind of ammo will affect the boss. Now, since you said that your character had some sort of, I don't know, kind of knowledge, a little bit of knowledge on the occult type thing, if you want, you can try rolling the um, Cthulhu Mythos or occult, whichever you feel better rolling.
Are you talking to Red Wolf?
Yeah, yeah. I was told
Um,
that he was making his own ammo.
no. I don't think it's reasonable for him to make a roll on knowledge he may or may not know. Um,
Okay.
he is familiar with the ammo working on like a hellhound.
Okay.
Um, on a snake, he would have no prior knowledge to that. So I was just letting you know that all of his ammo is actually silver because of what
Mm-hmm.
he has endured prior.
Well, we can
Whether
do
or
a.
not it does any damage to the snake would be a completely resultant type thing, meaning that if he does get an opportunity to fire at a snake, um, and the snake is susceptible to something like that, it
Okay.
would happen or not. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Is it hollow point?
So, so this is what we can do then, because it wouldn't necessarily be something that you would know. It sounds like it will be a matter of luck if it will affect the snake or not. So,
Actually, another point of question: is it hollow point or full metal jacket? Hollow point is used for heavy metal, like people with flak jackets and whatnot, while full hollow points used on fleshy targets like this.
Well, actually, in the 1920s, there was no such thing as alcohol. It was one
Never
element only.
mind. That was just my attempt at trying to be smart.
No, I mean, and then the game doesn't allow for something like that. It allows for any alchemical or any weaknesses that a creature might have are stipulated. So it's not like um, something that's definable. It's either in the rules and stated or not. Like I know my character knows personally that this particular alchemical substance does affect hellhounds, but other than that, he doesn't know. I mean, and he's freaked out as it is and afraid because there's a giant snake about to eat everybody. So
that's what I'm
That
saying.
isn't fair.
Then what we can do is just for the sake of finding out if it would or not, it will be just rolling your luck.
okay, I mean that's reasonable. But would that make sense when you actually hit something? Then if we can roll that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you will find out now if it works or not, but then ultimately, it will become a thing the moment that you take a shot to to the enemy.
Okay. I'll take that roll then.
Um, hello. Sorry for running late.
Hello. All right. Wow.
What,
I'm guessing
so
it doesn't.
what did they miss?
I'm sorry. What?
I asked, what did they miss?
Much. We're just discussing whether or not silver works on the snake god.
Right. So no, actually, that was a fumble. So no, that wouldn't necessarily work. So that definitely the silver wouldn't affect the boss, and because it was a
Oh, yeah.
fumble, probably you will find out later on that possibly the silver will buff the boss.
Well, I'm glad I fumbled on that instead of like a tackle or something.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so ultimately, I don't know. I can still, I can figure it out exactly how you're gonna be buffing the boss with every shot, but I haven't thought about it. But ultimately, yeah, it will be something probably completely the opposite of what you're looking for, considering that you fumbled it. So what you can do now is, well, you know what? We're gonna go back to our turns. So, excuse me. So Keegan, um, so last time I remember you were hiding, or at least taking cover from the creature.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
Unless I can throw. No, I can't even really well throw anything. I can only brawl, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you find something to throw, you can, but
I guess I'll take a risk and like throw like a piece of metal or something.
I
Like,
don't know.
What is around me?
Roll spot hidden.
All right. Well, maybe I'll find something good.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. So you find a you find this piece of metal that it's kind of long, and one of the edges was touching a conveyor belt that apparently was left on, and the conveyor belt actually added some heat to that one end. So the one end of that, I don't know, piece of metal, whatever, it's almost red. It's pretty hot.
Red hot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a 20 in throw, so I might as well try. Nope.
All right. So you throw it, and it kind of like bounces on the ground, and it just goes somewhere else. Um. So Arlian, what is your character doing?
Okay. First I need to ask, what did everybody else do?
Well,
I
Keegan
don't
was
copy.
was hiding up to a minute ago, and then he decided that he was gonna do something a little different. So he went ahead and decided to throw something that he found, a piece of metal. So now, he's obviously no longer taking cover at the moment because he just took an action. So now it's your turn to tell me what do you want to do. Everybody else is doing the same thing they were doing right before we ended, whether it was taking a cover or attacking.
What do you need to roll to rig the main flamethrower to potentially explode? And how far would you
To
be
explode?
Yes, like at least like intentionally sabotage
Well,
it. It makes sense, doesn't it?
um,
mean,
I don't know,
that's
possibly,
standard through it as far as
possibly first of all, you probably will need to roll intelligence to figure out how to make it explode in a way that you want it to explode, not necessarily while you're holding it, right? And I mean, unless you're just trying to become the human bomb, you know, like you're just trying to go kamikaze type stuff. Uh, and then
Well, to the
two
front,
will
so
be your throw. You know, if that's what you're gonna do, you're gonna throw it.
okay, so first intelligence check to see if I can then throw to hopefully actually throw it. And throwing it will be a gamble.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then obviously, if the item doesn't necessarily work in that way, like making it explode, meaning that you need to make some sort of change to your flamethrower in order to become a bomb out of the flammable gun that it is or weapon.
yeah.
So then at that point you may need to roll mechanical repair in order to change the properties of your weapon.
Yeah, yes.
So it will be, I guess, intelligence to know if you know how to do it. Then after your intelligence, it will be, provided that you know how to do it. After that, it will be your mechanical repair in order to be able to alter the weapon in such way, and then ultimately will be your throw.
Okay, so that's all a bit complicated for me. I'm just going to try and approach it from behind. Although that would take me at least 2 rounds. Correct?
Yeah.
Then then standing 2 rounds to approach until I'm
Well, no, this will be all in. So, so ultimately, the intelligence roll and the mechanical repair will happen in this turn. So then, by next turn, that's when you would have finished your mechanical changes that you're doing to the item,
no,
and
no.
then at that point you'll be
No,
throwing it.
That's that. That's a question. How big is the location we're at? The factory.
It's a fairly big factory. Fairly big.
So that means there are places to hide, places.
Is
that
this
could
factory
put
down here?
Different equipment.
So, pretty much, you would have gone.
Oh,
You
yeah,
would
that
have entered from the
has
bridge
a lot
side
of traffic.
to the left, and then right now the creature will be pretty much all the way, almost all the way in the back, if not towards the middle, trying to slowly but surely get to you guys. Now, if you recall, the very back or the entrance of this factory, it's on fire. And then also, since you guys took a couple of gunshots and whatnot, it's probably about time that very soon the police will show up. By the way, if I don't recall incorrectly, give me just a second because I need to look at the rolls. I know that there was one of you that is passed out, that fainted, and I believe it was Red Wolf.
yeah, no, I think it was me.
Oh, Zach. Okay.
Pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure.
Right now, I'm
Because I lost my mind.
Right. Okay. Cool. So
I'm a bit sad that there are no forklifts
no.
in 1920s.
Well, there's none in
I
there at
know
the
that.
moment.
But I can't remember. Was I still next to the gas can, or was I already on my way back?
No, you were on your way back.
Well, we did talk about potentially starting to run away, so I guess I'm pulling back a bit deeper into the and away from that thing. If I had a gun, I'd shoot, but I don't, I don't wanna play fucking hero in Call of Cthulhu.
So,
There's only 2 HP left.
right. So,
So yeah, I'm just pulling a bit deeper into the factory and hopefully finding stuff that we can use.
okay. So you're gonna go running towards the creature. Is that what I'm getting?
No, no, running away from the creature deeper in the factory.
Well, I don't think you can run away any more than you're in because you guys pretty much stayed at the entrance of the factory, and behind you there's a fire going, preventing you from, pretty much just
Right.
leaving. I mean, you're more than welcome to try to leave, and you possibly will survive if you leave. However, you may have a couple of burn wounds, if you decide to do that.
I have 2 HP. I'm gonna die.
I
What better way than
I
going in a
think
blaze of
you know.
glory?
I think that's relative.
Yeah, if I'm gonna die,
I
I might as well go out in the fucking blaze of glory.
I
Time
truthfully think that's
to-
relative. Um, at this point in time, based on the way that based on the way that things are going, I think you are going to die. But that is not necessarily because just of this boss. I think there's a lot of things that happened that led to this thing going, possibly getting you
Yeah.
killed. Not necessarily just this fight.
I know. We're in deep at the shit.
I think you guys went a little too fast through it. I think you guys didn't um, find enough clues. I think you guys didn't have enough weaponry to go in there.
We couldn't
Uh,
get any more because
Went because we went to the police. I don't know if we all remember that.
Yeah, you know. So
That kind of put us in a spot.
yeah,
And then
there was
interdimensional travel.
that's
that
why I
was
said
fun.
there was a lot of things that contributed to where you're at right now. So
And we were originally supposed to just scout the place, not to march in.
well, yeah, I mean, probably you should have that idea, that comment would have been perfect. Before you guys showed up, decided to kill
Okay,
that dog that ultimately bit the head of the homeowner, and then you decided to go to the police afterwards, with everybody else just running away, and you get in charge for murder. So
Yeah,
I mean-
because everybody else ran away. If you all
So-
went there,
We
it
didn't
would be,
tr-
literally just them asking us questions.
we didn't know that though. This was a scenario that we couldn't
Also,
really
I
well
felt that.
trust the police.
I doubt if we
Wow.
would have gone there and been like, yeah, those people died and there was a dog. It's crazy. They'd been like, yeah, all right. Well, looks like it was you guys. You're the last ones to be there.
And that might-
it's
and
a,
They already don't trust my character.
yeah, my character wasn't
Yeah.
biased tandem either.
I
So we could have just solved the mystery and then told the police.
if I have to tell you the truth, I want to say that I'm not gonna point fingers as to who did what or whatever, because you may guys agree or disagree with whatever decisions have been made, but ultimately it probably would have been a better idea to just agree on whatever you guys were about to do. Put it to a vote, something, maybe that can be used on the in the future. I'm just saying. It doesn't really matter at this point because right now that's where you are. So it's not gonna change a thing, really.
Actually, it made more sense because prior to this, none of us knew each other. And that means we didn't trust each other's experiences, knowledges.
However you want to look at it, it still doesn't necessarily change the fact that you are what you are because of the decisions you all made throughout this campaign. So,
So what? Why are you guys together then?
We were originally hired by a rich guy, and we didn't know each other by then, you know. It was just literally fate. Like, okay, we all have this job to do, and like, all right, let's try to get along with one another.
I just met them at the police station, and they offered to help me solve.
yeah, they helped you, all right.
Yeah, it got real out of hand real quick, and when I tried to beat Pete out of there, it didn't work. It didn't work, but time. It was definitely interesting. Got interdimensional travel under my belt, so that's cool. Not many people can say that, right?
Right.
Thank you, Lord, for getting these people on my path.
Who's pulling magic spells out of their pocket to do that?
The guy who went to the police.
And because we didn't, because
And he's the same guy that broke us out of jail.
Because somebody wasn't careful when speaking out of the apartment, now now I'm out of money to be of any use.
Okay. I mean, you can't really blame her for being obvious to the cops because they were looking for us. It was very likely that we were gonna get caught again. And every single time we entered a different location, we had to make a roll.
It was literal bad luck.
Yeah, you guys definitely you don't know how to pull up short. Life and death is, you have to treat that as serious, not as just a passing issue.
Well, that's why I said, chances are that, I cannot really necessarily tell you 100% if you are going to die or not. All I can tell you is that right now you are what you are. There's a couple of things that happen that might make things a little bit more complicated. Even if you survive, I mean, I think it's a given that you're probably going to end up going at least to jail. Due to the fact that you guys were shooting outside, so chances are the cops are around the corner by now. Obviously, they may see the building on fire. They may try to go back inside to see what's going on. I think one of you still have a functioning gun.
Yeah, my gun still works.
Right, so you're going to be taking shots at this thing because obviously you don't want to get killed. And that's the normal thing, the common sense thing to do. So the cops will definitely hear you from outside.
I mean, technically, if we manage to keep if we manage to delay this thing long enough for cops to get in.
I think it's a great idea. I'd say we push the magician in front, and then the rest of us kind of back up.
Unconscious on the floor, by the way.
Well, I don't think the magician has anything that can be possibly used against this creature, at least not on hand.
He's a one-trick pony.
I believe he had another trick up in hand, which was that creating that dagger that was going to be lethal to any and every single deity he found, but that never got created either. I think he was still learning the spell. So
I had a spell, but I no, I can't find my note of what it was, but it doesn't matter now.
That was the snake one, but we never had a chance to, research it because it would have taken weeks, and we were on a timetable because we didn't know what was going down, when it was going to happen.
All right, so let's deal with what we got in front of us.
Yeah. Let's do it.
all right. So
All right, I'm unconscious.
Arlian, you decided that you're going to try to turn your flamethrower into a possible bomb. Is that
If I can figure out how to do it, then I'm going
okay?
to do something extra stupid and try to track it in its mouth.
Go ahead and roll intelligence.
If I manage to get close enough.
Okay. Okay. So you know a way to change that item's property to become a bomb. Great. So go ahead and roll your mechanical repair.
And that's going to be. I'm going to bet that's going to be a failure. Because my mechanical repair is. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your luck.
No.
All right. So, no, you do not necessarily succeed into turning the properties of your flamethrower to act as a bomb. However, your flamethrower is kind of out of commission.
Well, makes sense.
So unless you have another good mechanical repair, you won't have whether a flamethrower or a bomb or anything like that. But that you will have to wait till later, because right now you're technically still working on that flamethrower.
Technically, if there's another canister of.
Yeah, but I
fuel
think
of some
the
kind nearby.
the device that
just
actually
have a
makes
piece of
the
cloth.
flamethrower be a flamethrower is
Imagine-
what you possibly damaged. So, Arrow, what do you want to do?
Yeah. Is Nathan the one on the floor? I'm having trouble keeping names straight.
No,
No.
Ren's on the floor unconscious.
Okay. I'm gonna toss my gun to Nathan, who, for roleplay, let's just say, like, waved a gesture to get the idea across. Yeah, with that, what kind of role would that be? To toss my gun?
Okay, so you gonna throw your gun at him. Go ahead and roll your throw.
It would be dexterity, wouldn't it?
Oh, there's a separate throw. Okay.
Nice. All right, so you just throw the gun and yeah, with dexterity you can catch it if you want. That's fine. Although if you don't catch it, ultimately it'll fall right next to you. Whatever. So
Dang, nice.
yeah. So I guess that was your turn. Arrow?
Yeah, back under cover. But yeah.
Okay, cool. So Zach, what?
Yep.
I mean, you're passed out, right?
Yeah, I can't
Okay.
do a whole lot, right? I mean,
So this will be your second turn passed out. And
so
finally,
the initial turn of getting.
that was the previous one.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's when you guys roll sanity. We figured out that you guys were doing all this stuff. You roll that 1d10 and so on and so forth. So, Red Wolf, what do you want to do?
I'm going to take the gun that I was just tossed. I'm going to shoot 3 times from behind cover.
Go ahead. Perfect. That's an excellent idea.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, give me just a second. I gotta open this sheet. All right.
Like this, I make our lives harder.
I'm not sure that harder is the issue, but the first shot definitely misses. The second shot is a fumble. So go ahead and make a luck roll. Okay, and take another shot after that. Thank you. All right, so give me just a moment. Roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Arlian. You get shot for 5 points of damage.
What?
If you want to take a dodge roll, you're more than welcome to, but you're going to have to roll it on hard because you expect to be shot by the enemy, but not your fellow investigators.
Right.
Very well.
Maybe not.
Nice. You were just working on your stuff, and all of a sudden you just change positions. All of a sudden, and bam! You just hear the shot, and you feel it right going past your ear. All right. So now that we got everybody's turn done, all right. So at this time, you guys hear the police coming. The police are outside. They kick open the door. And you know, the flames are just bursting out, so the police cannot see a lot inside. You guys cannot see a lot outside, but you guys hear, "Freeze! Who's in there? We know you're there. Come out now. This is the police. We got you surrounded."
Can I do a charm to convince them to help out? Like, we're trapped. They're pinning us down. And like, try like backwardly point into the direction where the snake god is.
Well, I mean, charm.
Like I myself.
More like
don't know
persuade, I
exactly-
think, will be. I mean,
All right. Can I try to push it?
sure.
Oh,
The
shit.
duality of man. And I guess I guess for her to try to push it, like, this is what we were trying to warn you about.
It's like the opposites. Like from a 99 to a 1. What?
Yeah. Over like, this is what we were trying to stop.
It's like, well, how many of them are in there? I know you're saying they got you pinned down. Do they have weapons? What kind of ammunition they got? Please tell us so we can get ready.
It's a big monster. I don't know. It's
You said they got you surrounded.
the fire's blocking us off. Please, hurry.
Okay, we're gonna try to put the fire out, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, it's gonna take us a minute. We gotta get the fire department here. Just try to stay safe.
Already.
But you know, it's gonna be a little bit. We're gonna try to get the fire department as soon as possible.
Somebody must have donuts.
Oh yeah, Brad.
So
Try back doors or windows.
So the cops go outside. The windows are pretty high up. You know, they're
There's still back
fairly
doors.
broken, and the smoke is going out. There's also some windows on the roof, The smoke's
Can't
going
they
out from the
enter
top.
via the water?
Can you what?
Can't they enter via the riverfront? It's by the river and it has to be, they have to get the fish in somehow, right?
Yeah, there's a back entrance that goes to the. I mean, there's a side entrance. Sorry, that will be right here, and that's where they load the fish and everything else in there.
Would it be safe to say that's where also the snake god is coming from, or?
No, they were just they. I would like to say that they summoned him over there.
Right. I'm asking, like, is he near it?
He's about halfway of the factory, so he will be like right there.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to
Yeah,
get
but-
close to
yeah,
you
like-
guys, right now.
Yeah. They're you can get them by the riverfront.
Yeah, but we'll need a boat for that. We got no boat. We hear the gunshots. We see the dead bodies over here at the front, which I'm sure we're gonna have a conversation later on about all this. But we're gonna try to put the fire out first and see what's going on in there.
The bodies were brought inside.
So what?
They're not even human.
Well, remember that when they were dying,
Point,
their appearance was like becoming regular. So.
Yeah.
Right.
What
So.
about the normal humans? The ones that were disguised as normal humans? Didn't they?
Well, not always. Remember that you were over there in the factory and you killed about 3 of them that they were not in disguise. Well, when I mean you, I mean the other Red Wolf. But, those 3 were not necessarily in disguise at that moment. And some of the people that you might have killed also outside, they may not necessarily have been snake people. They may just be working for them. Ultimately they are being turned by a cult that is trying to get them to come in. So ultimately it's you humans that are creating the problem.
either way, we just have to survive for a few minutes by essentially taking pot shots at the thing to keep it annoyed.
Well, let's see what this
Well, we're taking
thing is
cover.
gonna do to you guys. Give me just a moment. So, I can't believe I didn't add any spells to this creature. I fell short. Alright. Alright. Alright, so he is attacking. Again, those of you not taking cover, go ahead and roll your dodge.
Sorry.
Accounting?
Nope, I still failed.
Would we say since I'm unconscious on the floor, that would be kind of a dodge?
If you're unconscious on the
Alright.
floor, there's really nothing you can do.
Good night, everybody.
I mean,
Pretty much any of them can take a shot at you two on the head and you wouldn't be able to do anything. But right now, we're going to go ahead and say that it's not necessarily rubbing the tail against the floor. It's more like, I don't know, probably a feet or 2 on the air. So since you're conscious on the floor, maybe nothing necessarily happens to you directly. I'm sure you'll have your turn to die when you wake up, if you wake up.
Yeah.
Hey, there's also one more advantage to this entire map.
There's one?
Now they can hear noises if there's a, I'll use expression advantage to all of this.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure
The guys
Olivia right now
outside
just
can definitely hear the truck rampaging inside,
passed
or
away.
at least something to fight.
At this time, also, whenever you, Olivia, got hurt and died, so you screamed probably, and also the tail of the snake would have hit one of the walls of the building fairly hard. So at that point, one of the cops, get close to the door and says, "What was that?" "I'm not sure what you're doing in there, but you need to stop. You're compromising the integrity of the building. This building's gonna go down soon. We're trying to get you out of there.
From inside the building.
There's a fireman
We're
coming.
not doing this.
Firemen are finally coming."
Is talking free?
Uh, to who?
Period. Is it a free action?
Yeah, you can talk as much as you want.
Can we go with shouting we're not the ones doing this?
So Nathan will shout that this creature is trying to bring the building down upon us. We're all gonna die.
One of us already did die.
Hush, you.
What do you mean, creature? I thought one of you said you guys were having a shootout in there with another gang.
You're not listening. This creature is gonna drop the building on us. He's gonna kill us all.
How? What kind of creature is it?
How could you miss a 16-foot tall giant frickin' snake?
Well, I can't really see much with the fire inside.
Keeper, can I just shout one thing?
Yeah.
Nice and simple. Oh, you will see. When it starts coming out, you will see it.
Okay, well, we're the fire's gonna start being putting out. The fire department is about to start spraying the entrance, so we should be able to be in soon. All right, so
Hopefully soon enough to scale our asses.
Arlian, it's your turn. What do you do on this turn?
I'm guessing I'm going to move from cover to cover enough that I am relatively behind it. Relatively.
Okay.
So I'm thinking is there anything that's relatively big and has wheels? A cart of some sort.
A cart. Go ahead and roll spy hidden.
Something relatively heavy with wheels and yeah. Forbidden. Feel bad.
No.
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 I cannot find anything like that.
No, you do not. So, Arrow, what do you do?
I'm not sure there's anything I can do other than continue to hide. I threw my gun to Nathan. It only had like 3 bullets left, though. Like
Okay.
in it, you have to reload every 6.
All right. So, Zach, you're passed out on the ground, so another roll. So you got 7 more to go. And Red Wolf, I guess you're going to be reloading, if anything.
Correct, but I'm just hiding behind cover still.
Okay. Give me. Okay. So, all right. So you're reloading. All right. So the creature is going to get closer to you guys. And we're gonna see who he's going to attack. Well, actually, sorry, it's not 5, it's 4 now. There we go. Still 2. So it's gonna go for arrow. But arrow is taking cover, so let's see what the creature does. Three. Okay, the tentacle. Actually, no. That's that. Alright. So everybody not taking cover, and unfortunately, Zach, this time around, this would affect you, will receive some of that. If you are taking cover, then you wouldn't necessarily receive that. However, once it lands next to you, you will definitely see how it's almost as if it's burning the wood that you're standing on.
Like acid.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna literally melt away while I'm conscious.
Yeah. So, back to Arlian. What do you do? Hey, Arlian, you there?
Maybe their internet cut out or they had to go somewhere.
Alright, well, I guess he'll just stand there then. Alright. Arrow, what do you want to do?
Peter's not feeling too good about this confrontation. I'm gonna try and look for more ways out of the building. Like the floor next to me is burning. Can I look and see if there's like a window I can break? There's fire behind me, right? But there's gotta be some way I can escape.
Go ahead and roll spot hidden. All right. You see to the left a bunch of boxes that are stacked up. That I mean, you will have to cover some distance. I mean, you will have to climb on a table, then you will have to jump over some boxes, and then make another jump possibly over some of the other boxes in order to go through that window.
Yeah, I'll try and do that. It's better than staying here and dying. So,
All right.
jumping over boxes with that.
Very well. So go ahead and roll your. I guess you will automatically climb to the table. That's totally fine. However, you will need to roll your dexterity in order to jump from the table to the boxes.
Oh.
All right. So unfortunately, you pull a Monty Burns. When it came to those cats that they look where they want to go and they jump, but when they jump, they just don't go that far and they go like boop. So
Yes.
that's exactly what happened now. You kind of like misjudged the length of your jump, and you just like fell right before you got there. So, Red Wolf, what do you want to do? You're gonna take a shot?
How close is he to the gas can?
I don't know, probably 3 feet, 4 feet. I mean, he was Arlen was taking cover before that, and he was just meddling with that.
I'm going to shoot the gas can and then shoot him.
hold on. You're gonna shoot the gas can, and then you're gonna shoot Arlian, or you're gonna shoot the enemy.
The enemy.
Okay, but you know that the gas can is about 3 feet away from you.
It should be further than that.
Well, you just asked me how close the gas can is from you.
He asked
No,
from the good snake god.
Oh, and his.
Snake.
I'm sorry, the other set of gas cans, the ones that you guys were pushing for first.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, because right now there's like two different sets. There's the one that Arlian's one's messing with to try to turn into a bomb, and there's the ones that you guys were pushing. Okay, cool. So those gas cans, yeah, I guess they will be fairly close to the boss. Like I want to say at least between 3 to 6 feet from the boss, anywhere in that range.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna maintain what I was planning to do.
Okay, so go ahead and take your shot. All right. So you take a shot. There's a huge, loud explosion that takes place inside, and actually, you know, when the explosion takes place, the two things happen. For one, the you feel the breeze and the heat from the explosion, but for two, the explosion just seems to take care of the fire behind you, or at least in some ways. So the police are like, whoa, what was that? That was insane. Was that a gas leak?
Can they see a giant snake now?
Fire's out, and then they look and it's like, whoa, that's too crazy. So the police walks in there. So the police walks in there, and they pull their guns out. And let's see how many police officers are there. 2 police officers. So, them 2 police officers are gonna try to take shots, each of them. Let me see. Police. One second, I'm looking for the sheet. No. Police. What did I do on my police sheet? Alright. One second, I'm almost done. Okay. I guess we're gonna have to improvise. All right. So, actually, this was not a good idea. What the heck? Oh, possibly this? No. Ah, found it. Ha ha. All right. All right. All right. So the police officers, each one of them, takes 2 shots. One of them fails and just yells "ah!" and just turns around and runs out, and the other one just takes a shot and ultimately she's still in disbelief as to what he's seeing. So now the creature's gonna take its turn. So now we have 5 of you again, counting the 2 police officers. Four. So 1, 2, 3. So one of the police officers. And before we do that, just a moment. Okay, that's fine. So where's the... Okay. Okay. So... Oh, wow. All right, so a couple of things happen. The snake just uses its tail to try to crush one of the police officers. The police officer actually kind of like falls at that moment, trips, escaping, and the snake just hits the building. While it hits the building, it causes it to get stabbed with a piece of metal out of a machine that was taking care of some of the fish. So the snake pretty much right now is bleeding. The snake guy is bleeding. It's kind of badly hurt in the moment. So Arlian, your turn again.
Do you mind if I try spotting something heavy that I can push towards it? You know, the
I don't mind you doing anything you want to do, as long as it makes sense. Go ahead.
I mean, there should be at least a few that are filled with large quantity of water.
Show me what you got.
Then they often stack ice in those things, and the ice melts. So I hope to find one of those, and I'll try to use it as a battering ram. And of course.
All right.
And can I attempt to move closer to the door?
Well, not now. I mean, you took your. No, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you can move closer to the door. That's fine. So, Arrow, what is your move?
So when I failed to jump like off the table, did I fall?
Yep, you fell.
Or do
I mean, you
still-
didn't take any damage because you fell on your feet, but yeah, you just didn't make it all the way to the. You didn't make it
Okay,
across to the
so-
boxes.
Yeah. So up the boxes would be the next.
Okay, you wanna. I mean, that's fine. If you're gonna climb directly onto the boxes, due to the fact that the boxes are a little taller than the table, for that you're gonna need a climb roll.
Okay.
All right, perfect. You climb directly to the boxes, and then you can just roll dexterity if you want to make it across to the other boxes. Perfect. Just make it across, and you move out the window, and then your character just dangles from the window, and boom, you're out of the building. So you will be on the very back of the building out. So,
Live to fight another.
yeah. Red Wolf, what do you do?
So he is going to. He's going to do what Peter's doing. So he's going to see that Peter has moved up to some boxes, and he is going to follow suit. So he's going to move to where Peter is, and then move on to the boxes.
Okay. So the police officers, one of them just turns around and starts running away out the door. Bye. Takes off. The other one stands up and says, Carl, come back! Come back, Carl! We need to stop this thing! We're better than this! What's the captain gonna say? And then he turns around and he shoots 3 times. And he fails miserably, of course. So the boss, and now we got 4 again because Arrow is out of the fight. So the number 2 will be Red Wolf this time around. So let's see. All right. So the snake kind of incorporates itself and starts moving towards you, Red Wolf. And he fails miserably. So he kind of tries to bite you, but unfortunately it's a little tangled throughout all the tables and boxes and the conveyor belt. So therefore it doesn't get to bite you. It gets like, I don't know, probably inches away from you. Bye. So, Arlian, your turn again.
Okay, just to confirm, whose character is down?
Well, this fight is almost over.
I think you should stop and take his pulse to make sure.
I mean, I'm going to check either way. If he's still alive, I'm going to grab him by his shirt/coat and start dragging him out.
And the police officer says, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You see that thing? And you're going to do that now? Right now is the time to take that thing down. We cannot just worry about saving him. What are we going to save him from? He's going to kill us when we save him."
Do you have guns outside?
Do we have guns outside? Well, I'm sure there's going to be more police officers showing up soon. But even if we don't have guns outside, right now you got what? You got that something. What are you fighting with over here? He's got a gun. He's shooting. You know, when this is all over, you guys are going to come to the station and we're going to have a talk about this whole thing going on here.
You wouldn't believe us.
That's what I'm afraid of. We have...
You will, because he's looking up at a 16-foot snake.
We'll see. The insanity always
Alright, so what do you do, Arlen?
comes after. I'm still gonna try to get the knockout character out.
Okay. So, you move towards the character.
This doctor looks
You move towards his...
looks like
You move towards the character and you notice that the character is just dead. Just they're completely burned out from the acid poison. It went through the clothes. It made holes in its skin and it just went right through it. It just completely burned them alive while he was just passed out.
Okay, that's bad. Did he have any weapon on him?
No, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. There's no luck when it comes to him. He's dead. You got right next to him.
Weapon.
You got right next to him.
Weapon.
And when you were standing right next to him, you just saw that he's just a mush in some parts of his body. So I guess
Peter,
that.
I was at. I cannot remember if he had any weapon on him.
No, he didn't have any weapons on him that I know of.
I did. I had a gun, extra spray.
Oh, you still have the gun?
And yeah.
Okay,
Then
then go ahead.
An extra spray can, and the 2 statues. And
Okay.
Then I'm gonna grab a gun. If the gun is still.
If you're going to grab the gun, I need you to roll your dexterity so you don't get burned with the acid, whatever poison that he's got. Very well. There you go. So you grab the gun. All right, so now you got a gun. So Red Wolf, what is your turn?
Which model of the gun is it?
45.
Yep.
We guys need to put it in.
Hey, Red Wolf, what is your turn?
He's going to jump across to get to where Peter's going.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your dexterity, please. Perfect. You make it across. And go ahead and roll it again. And now you got it. You got all the way over the boxes, right next to the window. And slowly you start making your way out of the building. And the police says, "Are you crazy? You're supposed to stay and fight. We gotta take care of that thing. We cannot afford to let that thing go. You know how many people that thing is going to kill? How are you gonna be able to live with yourself?"
I'll yell, "We'll fight it outside!"
Alright, so the police officer is going to take another shot. Just a sec. Alright, let's go again. Alright, so we did good this time around. And finally, the Snake Man, which right now there's only 2 characters left in there. Well, 1 character and an NPC, for that matter. So, Arlen.
I took the gun.
Yep, you took the gun. And, hold on, because now is the snake's turn. Let's see what he does. 2. Alright, he grabs you. And he pretty much wraps itself around you, holding your arms. So if you want to try to free yourself, you're going to have to roll your strength versus the snake's strength.
I mean, if I want to attempt and survive, guess I'll be playing this Mechanicus sooner rather than later.
So you need to roll anything better than a 4.
Better than a 4.
Yeah.
There's no hope of me
Right.
winning.
All right. So you're staying in their trap for that matter. You're only taking 2 points of damage, and it still got you there. He's just not letting you go for the moment. All right.
I had 2 points of health before you grabbed me.
If you had only 2 points of health, then you're dead, pretty much. So, Arrow, since you're outside, what do you want to do? You also see Red Wolf's character coming out the window too.
I'm gonna look around behind the building and find somewhere like a little ways away I could hide and gesture to Red Wolf's character like, come on, let's go, and head towards a hiding spot.
Go ahead and roll your spot hidden. All right. So you couldn't
Now
find
he's
anything,
left
but
to
you
push
just
up.
crossed the street trying to find somewhere to hide. All right. And Red Wolf, what do you do?
Before that, she asked if she could push it.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll use the 2 luck points to push it. It's not too much. Oops.
Oh, nope.
Oh, you don't spend luck in order to push it. You can just say you can risk it
Yeah.
in order to do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
okay.
you use your luck, if you want to use your luck, you can buy the points with luck. But to push it, you just push it. You don't use the luck.
Yeah, you just re-roll it and it'll be worse if you fail.
Sure, let's do that. So I roll again.
Yep. All right. So you find a spot to take cover, which is behind a wall on the entrance of a building. That there's kind of the entrance of the building kind of has this area where you walk into, and the wall is kind of like covering the sides, so you can pretty much hide behind it, and that's what you're doing, I guess. So Red Wolf, what are you doing?
I will follow her or him, Peter.
Okay, so you follow. Arlene's dead, and by this time, it doesn't really matter at this point what the police officer is doing or not.
I
But
did want to ask about the river though before the end of my turn.
yeah, go ahead.
Is it possible to jump down into the river?
Yeah, you can.
Is the current unduly strong? Like we would have to make swim rolls.
You will have to make swim rolls. Yes.
Well, so it's that strong where we could possibly drown in it.
Yes. There's a current to it, and right now it's pretty dark, so there's that too. It's pretty long too.
Okay. All right.
The snake ends up biting the other police officer, and everything just gets quiet at that moment. Is there anything else that both Arrow or Red Wolf want to do when it comes to the boss or the factory?
No, though I will suggest Arrow that we skulk away further away to get away from it.
Okay, so you guys
Yeah.
ultimately end up escaping.
That would be our goal.
Okay,
Is a
all right.
complete withdrawal.
So then at that point the campaign's over, really, because ultimately you guys escape. Eventually, as you escape, you probably see some police cars show up, and get in there, whatever, and you hear some shots fire and whatever, but you don't really necessarily know exactly what happens to that. Arrow, due to the fact that your character still wanted, your character probably is gonna want to skip town. Um, yeah. So then, whenever we play the continuation, you're more than welcome to play this very same character. However, if you want to stay in that town, you can, but your chances of doing anything in that town will be very slim to none. And that is the end of that one. So let me get ready for the next.